Good evening. Thank you so much for being here. Today I am excited to present a very interesting research study here. Uh, Going to the contents, first I will give a clear introduction to the topic and explain why it's important to the digital world. And then we will move into on some background by looking at what earlier studies found about security warnings nowadays. And then after that, we will see the main problem and the researchers wanted to solve and the unique approach they used to study it. And next, we will dive into the different notification types and they tested and discusses the major findings and what they mean nowadays. Like we also covered the challenges they faced, future work suggestions, and wrap them with key takeaways and conclusion points. And coming to the title, the title of the paper is like as this you and the subtitle is investigating the design consideration for suspicious login notification. This paper mainly talks about how companies like Google or Facebook notify users when there is an unusual login attempt on their account. Nowadays there are many security threats going on the uh, social media account like unauthorized logins. We can see that data theft is not common nowadays. Uh, so we often take these alerts for granted, but the design has huge impact on whether people act quickly or ignore them. In this session, we will dive deep into why these notifications are important, what makes a good design, and how they can be improved for better user protection. It's a topic that connects both technology and psychology because it deals how people react to online threats nowadays. So coming to the introduction, in today's world, almost every part of our life is connected online, from emails and text messages, from WhatsApp and Instagram, banking to social media and shopping platforms like Amazon, Flipkart, or else like. Unfortunately, this also means hackers constantly tries to break into these accounts to steal personal data or money. To fight these, companies send suspicious login alerts when they detect something odd, like a login from a new device or a location. We can stop them by using these notifications. But here's the thing: many users ignore or misunderstand, which makes their accounts vulnerable. To fight this, companies send suspicious login alerts when they detect something odd like a login from a new device or a new location. They automatically send an alert to the user. However, if users don't understand the alert or ignore it, attackers can easily take out their accounts and can steal their data, and maybe that may cause a big threat to the accounts or money in the bank accounts. Like they can theft the money from the bank accounts. Like finally, I will. The problem is many existing notifications are too technical, too scary, and not too clear enough for user to trust or act on and move further. The goal of this paper is to investigate how to design better alerts that encourage quick, correct action without causing panic or confusion to the users, like how they gonna be react quickly. And it's all about making securities easier for the users and more human friendly. And diving to the next slide, why this research we're gonna do. The main problems with this is online services often send notification about suspicious login attempts. This research is really important because alerts are often the last warning a user gets before something bad happens. Like if someone hacks your Instagram, and if you don't get a notification from the Instagram, they're gonna send some uh, they're gonna steal your data and send some personal messages to your friends and ask for them money. And that causes a big problem in the future. If a user misunderstands the notification, doesn't trust it, or delays action, it can lead to huge risks in the future, like identity theft, data loss, or financial fraud. Existing designs often didn't take human emotions, trust levels, or quick decision making into account in the real life. Like our goal is to we wanted to explore how different designs how they're gonna send notifications, like how reliable to the human nowadays of these suspicious login notifications. Many alerts are just plain text that doesn't guide user well, like the who did login in which account, like from where they gonna they log in the social media account or anything, like doesn't guide the users very well or help them to feel confident. Like this research tries to bridge the gap between the technical decision of threats and the human side of responding to them. Our goal is to build a bridge between the user and the trust and build the trust to them. It asks the question, how can we create alerts that users will act, understand, trust, and act upon immediately. Going to the next slide, we gonna discuss about the backgrounds and previous studies on this topic, this paper, how they worked, how they come with the results and everything. Like let's look at the what have been done before. There's been a fair amount of research that has been done in security alerts in general, but very little has focused especially on suspicious login notifications. This research is really important because alerts are often the last warning a user gets before something bad happens, maybe before the data theft. If a user misunderstands the notification, doesn't trust it, or delays action, it can lead to huge risks like identity theft, data loss, or financial fraud. Existing design often don't take human emotions, trust levels, or quick decision making into account. What Where does our study come in? It also brings more it's also bring more focus to how emotional reactions like fear and trust impact decision making. Earlier work assumed users are rational thinkers, but in real emergencies, emotions often guide actions more than logic. Nowadays we gonna take quicker decisions. We don't think much. We gonna take the decisions in a hurry. Most of the focus earlier was on phase warnings or malware alerts or not specially suspicious login items. Previously, like the suspicious login notifications are special because they are personal. It's about your account being at risk, not at general fraud. And we want to dive into the design factors of this notification, things like clarity, context, and urgency, like the how much urgent it is, the threat is, like the user must be react quickly for that. If it's urgent, the user must be quick to react to it. Diving to the next slide, the problem we are solving, like main issues we are addressing in that. User often dismiss suspicious login notifications without checking them carefully. Like nowadays we may be busy, like if we get a notification on our mobile, we just push the notification for the many login warnings today. We are either too weak or too strong. There's no perfect balance. Some just say suspicious login details detected with no details, making users wonder if it's even real. Like nowadays, the spam messages are pretty common nowadays, so we mostly don't take care of them. But maybe some, at least 40% are real and 60% are fake. We can decide that. Others use scary language that make people freeze, panic, and distract the notification entirely. Like, we for instance, nowadays we are getting messages that there's a parcel from your home, and we can't proceed with that because there are some security reasons. You have to pay some deposit to release them. Also, users sometimes think these alerts are phishing scams, leading them to ignore real dangers. They can decide whether it's real danger or it's a scam. Also, users sometimes think these alerts are phishing, uh, uh, these alerts are scams, and they just ignore them. The main problem the researchers address is how can we design alerts that feel real. Like this paper is morely discuss about how we gonna design the alerts that feel real, trustworthy, and understandable, and drive the right actions on the right time. It's about protecting users without scaring them or confusing them. We have to build a bridge between them, the users. We have to build that trust. Our main agenda is to build a trust for them. The wrong kind of design can actually backfire, creating more risk instead of safety. Security design must walk a fine line between the urgencies and reassurances. That's our main agenda. This is a big challenge because every user is different in how they perceive threats, like how they're gonna receive the threats. Like nobody can expect what they how a attacker can lead theft their data. Moving to the next slide, research methodology. How did we study this? We ran a like in this paper, we ran a user study with different kinds of suspicious login notifications. Like uh, we used a smart method. They created sample notifications and tested them on real users in study. Participants imagine receiving these alerts for their personal accounts like Instagram or WhatsApp or what else, like and explain what they would do next. Researchers didn't just watch what buttons people clicked, they looked deeply at their emotions, understanding, and trust levels. Did users feel panicked? Did they ignore the message? Were they confused or confident? What's our goal is to the goal was to see how different designs can user behave and feelings. This this approach helps create alerts that work better in the real world, not just in theory. They carefully observed participants in the paper emotional journeys from receiving the alert to making a decisions, and they even collected the data through surveys and interviews, plus tracked users to see whether they ignored the alert or responded. Like uh, open interviews were also conducted to capture users' thoughts and reflections in their own words by combining both quantitative and qualitative data. The study, we discussed they have conducted a open open interviews. So the study gives a rich human-centered view that gives that builds a better bridge between the users that make a more trustable. This makes the findings much more reliable and closer to how people act real this. And we're gonna study about the type of notification tested. They tested three main types of notification: basic alerts, like basic alerts, contextual alerts, and urgent alerts. Coming to the basic alerts, simple statements like suspicious login detected without much extra information. And coming to the contextual alerts, these included extra details like the device used, location, and time of the login attempt. You maybe in real life, in my real life, I uh, experienced an Instagram login from another user of my account in another location in another device. Then I uh, reacted quickly and logged out of of that device. That helped me a lot. Like that's the real example I faced till now. Coming to the urgent alerts, strongly worded messages telling user to like act immediately or warning or serious consequences. Nowadays, we are receiving a messages to block our card if a suspicious transaction done on your card. They also tested different visual elements like icons, colors, and layout designs. The idea was to see not just that the words matter, but how the overall look and feel of an alert changes how user react. Like we mostly look at the phone, and if the image like the notification is somewhat danger, if you feel danger, we gonna react quickly. They also compared notification with company logos versus no logos to test uh, trustworthiness. Coming to what they tested, like the the researchers didn't stop at measuring clicks or password changes. They asked detailed questions like, did you trust the notification? How serious did it feel? Were you confused? Participant emotional response, or like the fear, trust, suspension, and suspicion, calmness were recorded carefully. And also they recorded the response time, correctness, and confidence, like how quickly they're gonna react to the action. By digging deeper into human feelings and thoughts, the study finds feel as a guide may user behavior. Participants reasons behind their choices were collected to understand deeper thought processes. The researchers focused heavily on the users' first instinctive reactions, which matter most during the real emergencies. Overall, the approach was very focused, realistic, and designed to capture the genuine emotions. What we found and the overall results on this. The study showed very clear results. Adding context like device, location, and time made users much more likely to trust the alert and take immediate action. Just saying, it doesn't enough to say just say suspicious login without details and enough that make user more reliable. Users hesitated or doubted the message. Urgent wording worked, but if the message sounded too dramatic, user felt overwhelmed or froze. Simply friendly language worked best. Like if you're gonna get a a notification alert that with the high risky language, we will feel shock, like we will froze for a second, like that. If we get a simple text like that, we're gonna quickly react quickly. Personalization made alerts feel free and feel real and convincing, while generic alerts felt take or mass produced. And coming to the uh, detailed findings and the context matters. When the contextual notifications, when alerts included location and device informations, users were more likely to act correctly because the contextual reassurance that the alert was genuine. And the urgency is key. Like uh, urgency is key. Clear communication, communication improves real whole security and builds long term user trust. When the user feel empowered, they are more likely to protect their accounts themselves. Good design good design reduces help desk calls, account recovery issues, and even public relation disasters. It also builds brand loyalty because user remember who helped them in the stressful times. Most of the time we'll go back to the helpline which helped in our previous risks and previous emergencies. Simple design changes can have $1 million impacts in cybersecurity defense. We can decide like uh, a simple change cannot make a big decision, but sometimes it will be $1 million decision. Coming to the detailed findings, clarity, like clear and straightforward instructions made user more confident in their decision in the study. Like examples like click here to reset passwords. If you gonna log into a social media account, if you, for instance, you forgot the password, like you can just simply give a backup Gmail or mobile number. They simply gonna send you the link to reset your password. That give the users clear direction where regular alerts them left them uncertain. Coming to the discussion, why does it matters? why does it matter? Like effective design means better security. If the design is effective, it provides more better security. Like the key takeaway is like notification design is not just about telling users there is a problem. It's about helping user feel that they understand the problem and believe they can do something about it right way and protect themselves. Good notification create a partnership between users and companies working together to protect accounts. Visual balance between calmness and emergency. Personalization made alerts feel real and convincing to the users and build a bridge between them and good communication between them. Avoid panic. It's crucial to create a sense of urgency without causing unnecessary and making them feel tensed and froze. Like panicking the users doesn't drive their decisions in better decisions. If if we if we sense an emergency without causing unnecessary panic, this balances helps users make the right decisions. Coming to the challenges and limitations, this study had a small sample size which might limit how generalizable the findings are. Of course, no study is perfect nowadays. Like this research maintain tested users who are already somewhat comfortable with the technology. Like we only pick the real life users. People with less tech experience, older adults, or people with disabilities might react differently. People to people, their ideologies and thinkings may differ. So the test also happened in a lab setting, not during a real stressful hacking attempt. So real world behavior might vary. The study of this paper that mostly appeared in a lab that doesn't happen in the real life real life nature outside the lab. It happened in the lab, so the results may vary accordingly. The study also didn't deeply explore how language barriers or cultural differences might affect alert understanding. Like uh, the users may have they use like different type of devices. One may use iOS and another may use Android. That may support the device. Our future may support the device or not, may not support the device. Only a few alerts styles were tested. That the study faces the limitation, and many more designs ideas still need to be explored. But the stress levels are different when a real account is at risk compared to the hypothetical examples. Like and the unexploded coming to the unexplored factors, the study also didn't deeply explore how language barriers might affect alert understanding. More dynamic adaptive alerts were not tested. Like they didn't test it the more dynamic and adaptive alerts. Every user received static examples future work and must address these gaps. Like maybe in future we're gonna address these gaps to create even better universal notification designs. Like that may somewhat clear the gap between the users and the notification alerts. Real world deployment and live data collection would make future findings even stronger. Like as we discussed earlier, the experiment was done in the lab. The results may even better if we do in the real life. That make future findings even stronger. Coming to the future works, there are the personalized notifications, visual elements, long-term study, larger sample size. In futures, researchers suggest trying real-world experiments where people get real alerts during normal life, not just in labs. Another idea is to personalize alerts based on each user behavior history. For example, if someone never travels a login from another country should trigger a stronger alert. If a person doesn't visited a country, but he suddenly got a alert from that country that a new login was done in that country. um, that should be more uh, that should be a alert, like that should be a stronger alert, that should trigger a stronger alert. Artificial intelligence may help adjust how scary or calm the alert is depending on the risk level. That should be uh, the alert must be based on the how risky it is. If it's not like if it can be done later, there is no need of high alert like for the notification. Also, future work should study how to make alerts more accessible for people with low vision, hearing issues, or cognitive difficulties. Like, there is a chance of uneducated people. So we have to even think about them and make them easy to understand the risk and make them alerts. Another direction is like uh, is exploring multimodal alerts, combining visual, sound, and haptic notification that gives the vibrations and also the sounds. The sound also make an huge impact nowadays. If there is a snowstorm or a weather update, we'll get a high alert like with the beep sounds. So that makes us more alert, like nowadays. Testing emotional responses also, like levels wise, using biosensors like heart rate or skin conductance could reveal deeper user reactions. Like if something uh, a risky thing happens, our heartbeat increases. Like this may help to our study. And like if you see an un, unexpected thing, our face or hands shivers or it becomes red, the skin will becomes red. That these type of reactions like may useful in the future work. Ultimately the goal is to build a smarter, kinder, more effective defenses that truly supports user everywhere. Uh, the takeaways are like contextual, clear, and actionable notification lead to faster and more accurate responses from the user. Like our mostly like we are trying to build an like uh, contextual, clear that gives the easy better response from the users. The the right level of urgency is also much important in this. Like if the if the notification is really critical, then we must create some panic to them, so they're gonna react quickly and get out of the risk. Coming to the conclusion, to conclude this research highlights something very important. Like we have discussed how this data theft or data loss and is really important. Like we the notifications are mainly play a key role in our daily life. To conclude, even the best technology is useless if human can't understand or trust the warnings it gives. Like if a person didn't understand the notification, what's the need of sending it? What's the use of sending it? The user just avoid it. Then what's the use? So we need to send the notification that should be clear and contextual, and that must be understandable by the user, so that he can react quickly, that will be useful to the user. And coming to the well design, like as we discussed earlier, the design plays a key role in the notification, how it appears on the screen of the device. Poorly designed alerts cause confusion, fear, mistrust. Like if the notification is not clear enough, and the user just get panicked, and he might mistrust it. And that's when attackers win. By focusing on simplicity, context, trust, and emotional support, companies can make $1 million business, like huge impact on the real world cyber security. That's all about this paper. This gives the references, like the references I used and studied about the paper. That's all about this. Thank you for here. Thank you for being here.